Hey, what's going on, everybody? Look, my name is Tobin Nyakundi, and I want to take you through a simple school accounting module that we designed recently, I and my friend Mark, that we believe can help our schools. Especially, we were targeting our local Kenyan market to help in accounting of school fees. So, without much ado, let me go ahead and introduce you to what the thinking was behind it, how we structured it, and how we work around it. So, to understand more about the background of what we thought, the outline of how we structured the system, the requirements, the database structure, and gallery of how it looks like, you can visit my GitHub page. I'll put the link in the comment section or in the description of the video, and you can go ahead and check through and you can understand how it works. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and take you right into accessing the system. So, once you install the system, you're going to land on a page that looks exactly like this. Currently, this is the design of the page we call the landing page. This is where you land. And this page precisely can be edited and you can customize it to look like you would like your school to look like. It explains precisely currently what our system does and what the agenda is behind creating of our system. But because I'm not going to venture into trying and explaining like a blogger how to do that, I will do the most honorable thing and get started. So I'll register myself as somebody who wants to use this system. Good. Together? Okay. If we are together, let me proceed. My name is Albert Paul. Yes. My email is paul@gmail.com. It doesn't exist, by the way, so don't think it's real. So my password will be that. My password is this one, by the way. Oh, I misspelled somewhere. That's my password, okay? Yeah, so yes, there we go. I've just finished setting up my account. But now here comes the problem. Once I log in, I can literally do nothing besides logging out. How is that? And why is that? And maybe changing the theme of the color, my view. I don't like that white thing. The reason it's this plain is because our system only works by assigning roles to users. And currently, because I just logged in, nobody has assigned me the roles. So, the very basic of anybody who's going to use this system, you will need to understand that somebody will need to assign roles to the people that use the system. So let me go ahead and assign myself the role of an accountant. No, I'll assign myself the role of a teacher and then I'll change to an accountant just to make it look easy. Fine. I'll go to the menu for users and administration, and here I am. Let me make myself a teacher. Okay, fine. I'm a teacher now. Save. Simple. Now, if I refresh this page, I should be able to see some new changes. There we go. A teacher can be able to see the students and classes. Uh, what 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 more does a teacher need to do? I think nothing, except maybe to admit students, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm admitting a student known as Mark. Mark 1. Mark 1 is male and is in pre-primary 1. By the way, in case the class does not exist, you can create one by just clicking this plus button, but the two options are just enough. Let me go with pre-primary 1, and the admission number is IDV. We're good. And the guardian details are XY. Oh no. Let me give a good name. Baba Mark. That's a good guardian name. The guardian phone number is 07. You know, fine, we are there. So right there, I've just admitted a student. Now notice, we have the name, the gender, class, guardian name, phone number, but now there is a new thing called fee balance, and the one who admitted is me, and of course the date I admitted the student. If I go to the dashboard, as a student I can only be able to, as a teacher I can only be able to view those roles, and that's all I see. But if I go to the view of an administrator and I check the dashboard, I'm going to see a few new changes. Besides the fact that there is a new student, I can see that the school fees account balance reads negative 4,000. Why? The reason is this. Under this, there is a student that was admitted and he has a fee balance of 4,000. And where does this 4,000 come from? It comes from the fee structure of pre-primary 1. Fee structure pre-primary 1 has a fee structure of 4,000. So if you are going to use this system, it's imperative that you set up the fee structure before you admit students. Nevertheless, you can still admit students without the fee structure and then implement the fee structure later. Let me give an example of what I mean by that. Let me go ahead and add a new student to a class that currently does not exist. I'm adding a sample student. I'm adding sample student to a class that currently, sample student is female, to a class that currently doesn't exist, called grade 1. Grade 1 does not exist, but I just created it. And the admission number for grade 1, that for sample student is, what is that? Okay, that's fine. And there, and the phone number I can give, oh sorry, yeah, good. I just added that student. Now notice, because grade 1 is a new class, it does not have a fee structure, and the fee balance for this student is 0, meaning this student will be listed as a student without a fee balance. Okay, but is that really true? No, it's just because the fee structure does not exist. If I went back and added a fee structure for the grade 1 student, fee structure for grade 1, there we go. Let me give an amount, an arbitrary amount like 3,000. Okay, 5,000. Grade 1 is higher. There we go. Now if I check the dashboard, let me check the students first. Here, now the sample student has a fee balance of negative 5,000. Where is this drawn from? It's drawn from the fact that we just updated the structure for that class. And now this also means one thing: whoever is going to be adding fee structures should be somebody who is authorized to do so, because anytime you make a new fee structure, it affects the entire of that class. Anybody in that stream will have that added to their account. All students have their own accounts, and when they give us school fees, that fees is credited to the account. When we make new fee structures, the fee structures affect those students' account individually, and a summation of those accounts is what we have here, is what we have under the school fees account balance. Okay, yeah. Now if we go ahead and add a payment for Mark 1, Mark 1 just wants He's a very rich guy, just paid 7,000, and that's not a correction. I will explain the use of this variable. But let me go ahead and say he just did that and he paid in cash. We don't like paying in M-Pesa, we pay in cash money, cash money. So, well and fine. If we went to the students, now notice we have something amazing here. Mark has overpaid by 3,000. Okay. Now, what does that mean? The next time we put a fee structure in Mark's class in pre-primary 1, Mark's account will read the amount we will add will be subtracted from this, and the amount that will remain will be added to Mark's account. And so consistently, this account of Mark will keep on being credited or debited according to what's happening at that time. If it's a payment, it will be credited. If it's a fee structure, it will be debited to the account. And that's basically how it works. A lot has been done with the relationships. If you are interested to understand how it works, maybe you can check through the code, but I'm not sure whether we are going to share the code instantly, but if you are interested to, we can take you through how it looks like. Now, once we have this functioning, if we go and check the dashboard there, it tells us that the school fees account reads minus 2,000. Why is that? The reason is simply this. The reason is that under the students, Mark, who paid an extra 3,000, when we sum with the student who has a fee balance of negative 5,000, there is a balance of negative 2,000 that remains, and that's what we get to see at the dashboard as the overall fee account balance. Okay? Yeah. If we are together in that, I think I can proceed to explain further some of the issues that remain. Let me go to I think I've explained what happens when you pay school fees. But now, what if the fee paid by Mark, for instance, what if the fee paid by Mark of 7,000 was a mistake and Mark had only paid 6,000? How do you correct that? Now, ideally, there could have been a button for editing where you just click edit, and oh, I forgot to show that there is an option to print receipt, and our receipt looks like that. Look at it, ugly, right? I know. Don't take it seriously, it's because I made a blunder in designing. I hope you can do a better job than me. But besides that, let's go to the correction. You cannot correct the amount in the account once you have debited. What you do is you make a new payment, and in the payment you can correct the amount by the amount of error you did. Like in this case, if you wanted to add 6,000 but gave 7,000, it means that the error was 1,000, and you'll say, is it a correction? You say yes. The fee type is tuition fee, and the fee payment mode, it doesn't matter. For the correction, payment mode really makes no sense. Once we do that, you notice that the amount in this is negative 1,000, and if we do check through our dashboard, all the figures will be corrected appropriately. Yeah, so you see, all through to the school account. Next question could be, what of the expenses and the school account and total school income, what does this draw mean? Now, for the school account balance, it is all the income when you minus the expenses is what we get here. The expenses are all the expenses that the school incurs. Income, in this case, we only have school fees, and so all the school fees paid will be credited to the school income. Now if we go and add an expense like school expense like bus repairs, now maybe painting, okay, or maybe teacher's lunch. Teacher's lunch is usually what, 3,000. Fine. So now we have that as an expense. If I go to the dashboard and check through, fine, you notice something. We have an expense of 3,000 and we have an income of 6,000. So this one minus the expense is what gives us this one of the school account balance. Now, what more is remaining? Maybe to understand the tables below. The first table is the fee collection for the year, and it tells you that for September they collected 7,000. And this one also shows, it's a line graph to show the expenses, and shows that the expense for September was 3,000. If there were other months, I'm persuaded that the table could have been a bit longer. Now, last but not least, I'm sure you noted this thing we call roles. Roles are so essential to our system because without them, like you noted, you can do nothing to our system. You can't transact, you can't add student, you can't view. So for you to view anything or transact anything, you will need to be assigned those roles. Now, currently, I am in this case a teacher. Okay, that's why I view the things I view. If I change this role of a teacher to that of an accountant, I want you to notice what happens. Let me change my own role. From being a teacher, I want to become an accountant. School accountant, fine, and save. Now, if I go back and refresh, looks bigger now. Now, I'm able to view students, but I can't add. I can only filter, I can only go with the filters, but nothing more. I'm able to view the classes, but that's all. I can't edit, I can't update them. Same to students. But things to do with finances, I'll have all the powers to do as I wish. The payment modes, the school expenses. Yeah. And all these powers can be added or taken away depending on what the administrator will grant to the user of the system. And all the time, the administrator has the liberty to create a new category of users. If you wish to add a role, let's say, if you wanted to have a role of a watchman, let's say a watchman, and now the watchman role can, what can watchmen actually anyway do? Maybe view students only. Maybe view students and nothing more. You can do that and create. Now, if I went to roles, yeah, there is a watchman role. If I went to the users and change this guy's role from being an accountant to that of a watchman, you're going to see a huge change still. If I refresh it now, first you see I cannot see the school expenses because it was the menu I was accessing. If I go back, I'm not sure I'm going to view that, but at least I can view the dashboard and I can view the students. And that's all I can view. I can't edit, I can't change. Yeah. And the school balances, I don't know why you would grant a watchman that, but if you wanted to create such a role, that's what you do. And of course we have the filters. We have the aspect of exporting. If you wish to export these students into an Excel sheet, you can always do that. Mhm. Somehow it doesn't work. I'm guessing it's because the queue is not executing. The queue is running. It could be a totally different issue, or maybe because of a mission. It's there. It's there. We have we have our export ready, and so I think basically that's the very basic fundamentals of our system, and you can feel free to go through it and recommend changes on how we can improve it. Now, because this is a new system, we do anticipate that there could be a few, one or two issues with it, and we encourage anybody who is going to use our system to kindly do us the little favor of informing us of such issues. That being said, thank you for your time, and I hope that you enjoyed having and using our software. Thank you so much. Goodbye.